But here's the thing: Donald Trump and the right make it really hard on people to really like see past his rhetoric, because now under his presidency, they are performing hysterectomy. So the Gravel Institute posted this. Wait, this is the wrong link.
Sorry.
Okay.
I was going to the next
No.
You're going to MSNBC, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Go to the MSNBC News.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the mass hysterectomies are being performed under ICE, and this is happening on Trump's watch. But of course, obviously, it's bigger than Trump. Like, I want to highlight the fact that DHS created ICE. The CIA is behind both. Nancy Pelosi supported funding for ICE. She supported it multiple times. People like Debbie Wasserman-Schultz has supported the detention centers to taking money, both Democrats and Republicans. In 2007, Joe Biden wanted to build a wall. This is like nothing new. All right. It just happens to fall under Trump's presidency. We know Obama and Biden built the prisons these people are now being detained in.
Yep.
But let's look a little bit on this, and then I'll play the video. On Tuesday evening, a report surfaced after a nurse in Georgia, Don Wooten, accused immigrant and customs enforcement officials Irwin County Detention Center of denying detainees their essential health and sending women to a doctor who allegedly performed unnecessary, quote, mass hysterectomies. And she said, I had several detained women on numerous occasions that would come to me and say, Miss Wooten, I had a hysterectomy. Why? And I had no answers as to why they had those procedures. So let's listen to a little bit of this, and then we can talk.
Honestly, ghastly allegations, chief among them that women in that facility, migrant women, say that a doctor was performing unauthorized hysterectomies on immigrant women detained at that facility, which, again, is privately run. Now, you might have seen this story zipping around social media, understandably. And the allegations come from a formal complaint that was actually filed with the watchdog at the Department of Homeland Security. And the whistleblower is on the record, is named. Her name is Dawn Wooten. She was employed by that detention center. And along with those unauthorized hysterectomies, the complaint also alleges the facility lacked protection against coronavirus for detained immigrants, and that detainees suffer from a general lack of medical care. We've been chasing this story all day along with some of my colleagues here at NBC. Tonight, we can report a lawyer named Benjamin Osorio, representing women at that very facility, told NBC News that indeed 2 of his clients received hysterectomies they believe may have been unnecessary.
All right, so they're basically, saying that this happened. This is happening. This is happening in America.
This is so messed up.
This is eugenics. I mean, Shahid talked about it yesterday. It is what the tactics that Nazis used on people because they didn't want the Jews to reproduce because they thought they were, the lowliest of past. Now this is this is fascistic. I mean, you can't deny that it's happening under Trump's presidency. So of course the Democrats are going to say, "Oh, look what Trump's doing." Is Trump using the language that is inciting people? Yes, but we need to attack the system, because who is behind ICE? Who is behind ICE, Pasta?
The CIA?
Exactly. Okay, so
the government within the government?
When you say abolish ICE, which I'm all for, you have to also say abolish the CIA.
That's right.
Abolish these intelligence agencies that create these organizations. These are prisons. They're part of the same prison system and part of the same funding that applies to Americans incarcerated at the federal prisons.
These
it's
are
the
worse
same
than
type
prisons.
of money. I know that, well, because they're not Americans, so they have to treat them less, but it's still
This
the
is
same
like some third world shit.
companies in charge. It's the same
This is
people
like-
in charge, the same
This is some
politicians
third world
making
shit.
money.
Space shit.
When politicians take money from these defense contractors, these prisons, because what they call them detention centers, but they're prisons. You stop voting for that politician. Why is a Democrat who takes money from these people going to be any better than a Republican? They're perpetuating that because it's a business now. This isn't about them caring about people. This is about a business. This is about that. Now, these people that are being hired, just like the cops that are hired often, what is that criteria for hiring these people? These are people that respond to authoritarianism really well, that simply do their job. These are people that don't have the training to deal with traumas from immigrants that have been, they've been going through this whole thing. Like when you're, especially an illegal immigrant, you're coming through the caravans, you're crossing rivers, you have all these traumas that are coming. Women are often raped in the process. We've been to Tijuana. Johnny's been to Tijuana with me too. It's disgusting. Like the way these people even get here, only to what? And why are they running away, Pasta?
Because we intervene in their countries, removing their leaders, causing chaos, death, and destruction so that we can resource extract them, and corporate minds make money while the rest of the people suffer because they just want to unionize and socialize their natural resources.
So this is my problem with some libertarians too, is because they ignore that, right? We can't ignore that our foreign policy is causing people to come here, and people have stopped coming here as much as they used to because we're fucked too in this country. But like, we can't ignore that the reason we have immigrants and the reason people are coming here is because of our actions in the past. And so we should facilitate it and have a path to citizenship. But oh my God, that is like the biggest hurdle now. Like, no, these immigrants are taking our jobs. We have to educate people so they understand the people taking their jobs are those corporations outsourcing their labor in Southeast Asia, so they can save money and make a profit. And those corporations are both Democratic and Republican. Whoever takes their money, whoever does their bidding. It's at the end of the day, we have to attack the system. I hate it when this becomes about, we have to vote for Joe Biden now because Joe Biden was on video in 2007 about wanting to build a wall. Joe Biden is an anti-immigrant. He has his policies.
Pondering to a bunch of cops and
Nancy Pelosi
police unions and stuff. You know
has supported ICE multiple times. Let's not kid ourselves.
She supported every CIA facet out there. She supported torture for crying out
loud. And this is disgusting, you guys.
Jeez.
This is what we should be talking about. But I want to point out, when Johnny and I went to Washington, there was an anti-detention center rally for
Free Them All rally.
Free Them All, and they had people not from Black Lives Matter who were supportive of Black Lives Matter, not the organization,
this is a coalition
but like
here.
The coalition. And it was really interesting. It was nice because at the end of the day, these are also law enforcement officials. They're part of the same police state that we're fighting. So there should be a coalition there. And that's what I want to see more. Coalition building for the immigration activist people, from the people who support Black Lives Matter, from whatever eviction people fighting for against the evictions, from every single facet, because these are the same agencies that have put people down for ages. And these are the agencies that make people think that white working class people, that these immigrants are taking their jobs, when that is not the case at all.
They always kind of make that argument that who are you going to support, a veteran homeless on the street or an immigrant illegally coming into this country? Like, why do you put out that false dichotomy there of it? You know what I'm saying? How about we stop sending off these making more veterans and sending them off to fight senseless wars for corporate gains, and we'll have less of that, and then we'll have less people coming here because we won't be messing around with their country and sending them here in the first place.
And look what we're trying to do: mess with Venezuela, mess more with the Middle East. But it just keeps happening, and then we complain about it.
See, this is not where I lose the libertarian. This is where I lose the build a wall Republican Trumpers here. When they say build a wall, security, and somebody asked me when I didn't, we weren't filming, but I was off the side, and they're like, Convo Couch, how do you feel about building a wall? I said, I don't feel about building a wall. I said, you don't even need a wall. Guess what? If we stopped intervening in Latin America, you won't need a wall. But we went over there, we removed Manuel Zelaya, we support dictatorships in El Salvador. We did it 9/11 Chile. We do it all the time. We have, I'm saying, they in Guatemala, they nationalized that banana. That was their bloodline, selling bananas all across the country, and it gave money to the people for education, healthcare, whatnot. Yeah. We couldn't have that, so we had to go over there, take out their government, put the UFC, which is the United Fruit Company, which became Chiquito or Dole and all those companies. So now individuals make money off those resources while all those people suffer, causing death and destruction. And where are they going to come? Here. Because we've destroyed their country. Because we said, no, you can't nationalize your own fruit. And we don't want people just north of you seeing what it's like to get free education and health care. It's not even free. It's just allotting our tax money. Instead of using it to build bombs and war and stuff, let's use it for what we need it for health care, for our own health care.
And guess what? Americans are starting to leave America right now because it's so screwed, our country right now.
Yeah. Johnny, anything else on that?
Fam, let me just tell you, when we went to this rally here, I was like really pissed off. Like, I really wanted to just like break open that gate and just let all of them free. And then, you know, COVID happened, and you hear about all the stuff that's happening, that
they have zero
they're not getting
protections.
any medical help.
None.
And then, you know, and then now you hear about these hysterectomies, and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
And missing children.
And
by the
missing
way,
children.
For all those people who care about child sex trafficking,
For
this is
QAnon,
like literally
See,
like
Could I say something? Like last week, remember about a month ago, like they found all those kids in a trailer park for sex, you know what I'm saying? None of that was played on the left, right? It was played all over the right. Now this situation, Fox will ignore this, won't say anything while you have it played all over in the left. It's like both sides will just politicize any type of thing to use it for their advantage rather than they're both an issue. They're both. If you're for Save the Children, people, all my new friends out there that I met at the Trump rally, then you got to be against this shit right over here. You got to be against them separating children and whatnot and causing death and destruction because it's our missiles, our bombs, our weapons that do this. You have to be for that too. You know what I'm saying? And on the left, God bless you, you can't ignore the child sex and pedophilia. You can't ignore it. You can't just say QAnon and walk away from it because people that support your channel are invested like the Clintons and all that other stuff. You can't just say that shit, you know. And that's what I'm saying. Both sides just take what they want, they run with it, and they politicize it. It's all problems are connected, people. Did you just have something to say about the Gravel Institute here?
No, that was it's the wrong link.
It's the wrong one. Okay, my bad. Oh, we got some super chats.
Real quick.
Go ahead, buddy.
Real quick, the last thing is that I saw this post on Instagram. It was the Future Left. It said his name is Marendra Amin. He performed mass sterilization on vulnerable immigrant women. This is staggering abuse of human rights. A whistleblower complaint filed Monday by several legal advocacy groups accuses a detention center of performing a staggering number of hysterectomies on immigrant women, as well as failing to follow procedures meant to keep both detainees and employees from coronavirus.
Wow.
And this is what they wrote. This is the man who performed mass sterilizations on women in our state-funded concentration camps where vulnerable people continue to die from neglect and overt abuse. F this person. We can not only control morally what we ourselves do, and he decided to be a bioweapon instead of a cog and that's a big word. Cog and I can't say that. Machine.
Where are you looking?
And
oh, I didn't see it. Oh.
I've never seen that word ever. Anyways, that's why I just wanted to show that because it looks like they found a dude who was doing the sterilizations. He should
be held accountable for that.
Let's see if he gets held accountable.
Well, they're not going to hold him accountable.
Or whoever told him
exactly.
to do it.
That's who's going to be whoever ordered that shit.
I'm sure he willingly did it.